Ladies and gentlemen, we are at a point in crypto in which you are at the most risk of not only just losing your crypto, but also missing out on opportunities that could change your life forever. Now, I'm not talking about getting hacked. I'm not talking about exchanges and decentralized exchanges. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about what is truly going on within crypto and within the psychology of most investors, that if they make this one mistake, they could possibly lose out on everything they have worked for in 2022's bear market and everything that could be coming from the 2024 or 2025 possible bull market. Now, in today's video, I'm going to break this down into two sections. The first one being why you're at risk, and the second one being how to avoid it. So let's get into section number one. Now, whenever you think about the cycles of crypto, you obviously think of the green cycle, 2020, 2021. You think about the neutral cycle, 2019. Then you think of the red cycle, 2018, right? And oftentimes, whenever you think of the worst of those cycles, you are going to think of the red cycle when everything is going down. Now, I would actually argue against that. Now, the reason I would argue against that is because during a bear market, most people are aware that they are in a bear market. Now, obviously in the beginning, it's hard to gauge, but once it gets to, say, for example, October of last year, we all knew we were in a bear market. So every bad piece of news that came out, we didn't really care. And whenever, some good news came out, we just didn't believe it because it turned out to not necessarily be true, and the bear market would continue. And we were just confident that prices would likely continue down and down and down. So whenever you're confident and you're quite aware that something is going to happen, the blow from it isn't necessarily as bad as it could be. I would argue that the most risk you are in the worst of the cycles, is when we are in the neutral phase. I believe after 2022 being as red as it was, that 2023 is destined to be either slightly green or relatively neutral. The reason I say that is because this thing moves in waves, and these waves have continued to do so. And I'm not talking about crypto, I'm talking about assets. Assets in general, from real estate to stocks to bonds to crypto, etc., all have the same relative patterns. And the pattern here is after something really bad happens, it usually kind of just chills out a little bit, then something relatively good happens. And that is just typically what happens. But in the point of neutrality that I believe we are entering into, I do think you are at some of the most risk that you have ever been. You see, what's going to happen over the next year is that there's going to be a lot of moments where people get confused. Should I be optimistic or should I be bearish? Should I be hopeful that this is the bottom of the market, or should I be skeptical that this is the bottom of the market? Right now, after 3 weeks of green, people don't know. Is this a bear market rally? Is this the beginning of the bull market? Is this the disbelief phase? Or if this is just another retracement to the upside? No one really knows. And during those moments, that is when people are the most tempted to make emotional decisions. I feel like this is a bear market rally. I should take some profits off the table right now. I just need to sell everything because it's about to go back down to $16,000. But then next thing you know, Bitcoin goes to $25,000. Or the opposite. This is the beginning of the bull market. We're definitely looking good right here. I'm going to go long on 10x leverage. I'm going to put all of my cash in. And then next thing you know, we go to 16,000 and then you lost again. Those are the type of things that are happening to people all around the world every single day, and is going to continue to happen for the next couple months, at least in my opinion. I think that the big ups, the puppet masters, the whales, the manipulators, they are aware of what the future of crypto looks like. You don't have Disney and Apple and Instagram and Meta and all of those bringing on crypto to the major parts of their platforms if it wasn't something that was going to continue to be around probably for the long term. And so with them knowing that, they're wanting to get as much real estate in it as they possibly can. I made this example on a live stream recently. I said, if we, found out that we could live on Mars, you know what would happen? In the beginning, most people would say, oh, you don't want to go to Mars. It's too dirty, it's too scary, there's monsters, you can't live up there, you can't grow food, etc. While those same people are the ones who are buying every single piece of real estate that they can out on Mars. Now, how does Martian currency work? I don't know, but you get the point. What I'm saying is that they're going to convince you don't want it so that they can take it from you, because they are aware of what its true value is. And that's where we are in this cycle. We're probably about a year to a year and a half from seeing another bull market. If we do follow the 4-year pattern, of course, with Bitcoin having coming up in 2024, most people would assume that some growth is on the way. And because of that, many of these larger institutions want to make sure that they can capitalize on that as much as they possibly can. Because of this, we're going to see just pieces of news that come out that are absolute bullshit to try to rock suck you out of your crypto. They're trying to shake you up. They're trying to shake out your little piggy bank so you can drop as much for them as they possibly can. You think back about the news that we just saw, in which the Department of Justice was coming out with this huge international action against cryptocurrency that just turned out that they were basically arresting the president of an exchange that just about none of us have ever heard of. And so because of that, you can see that there are those moments of manipulation when they announce that news and everyone starts selling and Bitcoin starts to tank out of nowhere, in which all of these whales are just scooping up that crypto that you're feeding them, and then it turns out to be nothing. What you are at most risk of right now is falling into your own emotions, because whenever you are confused, you are at the most risk of being manipulated by someone who doesn't seem confused. And so what I want you to understand is that the only way that you can avoid this right now is through dollar cost averaging and setting a plan. If you dollar cost average and if you set a plan, there is almost no way that these whales can convince you or trick you or manipulate you into giving over your crypto. If you don't sell because of the news, if you don't sell because of even what the price is doing on the daily or the 4-hour charts, how can they take it from you? As long as you keep it obviously in an external wallet, they can't just come steal it from you. So they're going to try to convince you to give it to them. And as long as you don't give it to them, you can be in for an opportunity of a lifetime. Do I know that crypto is going to go up? No, obviously no one knows if it's going to go up. But if you are a crypto bull, if you are truly investing because of what the future looks like within this world with crypto in it, then the last thing that you want to do is give these people who are convincing you bad things are going on your crypto while they're trying to manipulate everyone around them. And so what I encourage you to do is to set a plan. My personal plan is I have about 7 to 8 cryptos that I buy every single Wednesday, and no matter what the news looks like, I will not sell them and I will not buy more because of good news. And until we do start to see some of these things changing that I talk about on the technical analysis side of my channel, I'm not going to increase my rate of accumulation. I'm simply just going to buy the same amount every single week, no matter what happens. That way, if they try to manipulate me, they're going to fail because I'm not diverging. I'm not getting off of course. I'm not losing track and focus of what the future looks like. And that's what I encourage you to get more of a grip on. Good things are going to happen. Big news is going to come out that is going to be followed by a huge crash out of nowhere that's going to liquidate people. Terrible news is going to come out that's going to bring all of the shorts in, that's going to be followed by a pump that liquidates the shorts. There were $750 million in shorts that were liquidated just this week alone. Do you think that's a coincidence? Not really. And so what I want you to do is to set a plan and to stick to it no matter what happens. Look, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not someone who can technically give you financial advice, but what I can say is this. The big people, the whales, the manipulators, they want your crypto and they want to take it from you. And you need to decide, am I going to let them or am I going to hold true and understand what this truly is going on? You need to get your head above the water and really look down at what's happening around you, because if you don't, you might drown because the waves seem just a little bit too big or a little bit too gnarly for you to swim in. So don't lose track of what the future truly looks like, okay? Set a plan and stick to it no matter what. Now, I haven't done videos like this in a long time where I truly just give you guys a little bit of a chat here, and I hope you guys do enjoy this style. I am going to keep doing technical analysis and I am back to live streaming, so make sure you do stay tuned for that. But I hope you guys do enjoy moments like this, because after 5 years, one thing I can learn is the regrets that you have in the crypto space are regrets that can be absolutely detrimental to your future and just your mental health, knowing that you could have made 100 grand, 200 grand, 300 grand, but some bullshit news that China banned crypto was the reason you aren't able to do so. And so I don't want you to fall into that trap. So I hope you guys do enjoy videos just like this one. I do have more coming soon, and I hope you guys do subscribe if you want to see them. But with that said, that's about it. I will see you all next time. Peace.